Hello and welcome to another book review with your friend John Henry Sheridan. So today I'm going to discuss the book Living with Joy by Sanaya Roman. And I'll say the whole title in a moment, explain it, but let me just tell you that it's a book for people who want to live with joy, make their lives lighter, more free, more empowered. So I guess self-help, personal growth, that's the genre, is light. And not because it's such a light read. Okay, let's see. 235 pages, 235 is where the acknowledgements start. So roughly 235 pages. But the feeling of the cover, the lightness of the paper, it just feels nice. I don't know how to describe it. Not all books that I touch feel this way. It has like a lightness to it, and it just makes it welcoming to pick it up and leaf through it. So I got this as a Father's Day gift from Yoko, my wife. And at the time I was like, okay, thanks, because I read so many books like this and she didn't read it, someone recommended it to her. And I look at the contents, I'm like, I've read these things so many times. I mean, because when you read too many self-help things, sometimes you get a little annoyed. I get a little annoyed because how many times I need to tell myself this stuff in a different way. A few times I just put them down, but this one I said, let me give it a chance. She got it as a gift, and I couldn't put it down. I mean, I could put it down, but I was definitely sure that I was going to finish the whole thing. It took a while because that's how I like to read. I like to read a few pages at a time. And then I read multiple books at a time. But so this has the chapter, let's say, for example, chapter 2 is You Can Live Joyfully. And there's a content, and there's a couple of those pull out, highlight parts. The challenge of the path of joy is to create freedom. Sounds right. Pretty much everything sounds right to me. There's nothing in here I was like appalled by or offended by. It was just, sounds like my soul speaking type of thing. You can live joyfully, play sheet. So I don't know if it's implied that you write down your ideas from the prompts in the play sheet, probably, or just take the action. Then that was the original book in 86. And then the new book has this daily joy practice added. And then these affirmations, which I like the affirmations because you can just open it up. I choose to live joyfully. I express the joy of my soul as I move through the day. You say it to yourself a few times. I tried doing that with all these affirmations. It just helps. It's like kind of polishing your outlook. Let's say if you're feeling a little heavy, I value my time and energy. I value my time and energy. I value my time and energy. A few times, it's kind of reminding yourself of where you want to place your focus. And so the chapters, even though they're very sort of cliche topics for anyone who's been, gearing towards spiritual alignment, spiritual enlightenment and alignment. For example, and this is not a criticism, but this is how I felt when I looked at it. It covers all the basics. That's what I'm saying. You can live joyfully, changing the negative into positive, the art of self-love, self-respect, self-esteem, and self-worth. I'm not going to read them all, but embracing the new, freedom is your birthright. So it's all stuff I felt as a seeker I've heard so many times, but when I read it, it was very refreshing perspective, and I felt like it still managed to get me on parts of my humanness where I was like taking something for granted or assuming something from an old belief system that's not true. And it was just refreshing to hear. I don't know, for example, how, okay, like when he says, you might think you'll feel more secure by keeping things unchanged, maintaining the status quo, yet security only comes from taking a risk, opening up and discovering more of who you are. Somehow, like, yeah. So some people have discovered when they try to keep their world safe by not taking risks, they end up even more scared and insecure. Facing fear always lessens it. So, I know that, but to hear it in those words was refreshing and helps me want to just stretch and challenge myself, even just a tiny bit every day. Where, like, do a comfortable step out of the comfort zone, if that makes any sense. Sometimes you take a bold step, but sometimes even just like a little stretch. Like today I did exercise and I said, I'm not in the mood to exercise, but I could do 6 like against the bench push-ups where I normally would do more. Like let me do a small number, then do whatever stretches I felt my body wanted. And I laid in the grass, even though it was cold today. It was nice. I laid in the grass with my shoes off. Okay, I digress. So do I recommend this? Definitely, if you're looking to be refreshed, enlightened, reminded of your own self-purpose, to have deepen your own self-love, to get back into balance. It's really good. So many people adore this book, and I do see why. I had never heard of Orin before, the channeler, but it's kind of an old school. Someone who's been in this, industry for a long time, Sanaya Roman, and tons of other material available apparently on her website. Yeah, I imagine I'll open this book up many more times and read little bits here and there, and probably eventually give it away because it's so worth reading. Someone's probably gonna be curious about it and I'll pass it on. That's how that goes. Okay, well, anyway, until the next one, keep reading and keep enjoying your life. Cheers.